Okay, so here's my thoughts on PhD programs. I think, I do talk about that a fair bit. I think undergraduate programs are a lot different than PhD programs, master's programs. So I'm going to tell you, an undergraduate degree is going to be quite helpful if it is something that has a net value. A master's degree, there's a lot of master's degrees that are not great, but there are some that are really good, like an MBA, for example, or a master's I did in engineering, and they're really good, and they have like pretty good value associated with them in terms of the bump up, because the returns on them are pretty quick in terms of what you're doing, right? So it's like a 2-year program, and that doesn't really have a lot of opportunity cost associated with it, and then you can get like industry jobs. So a PhD is a lot different in the sense that the field trains you to become an academic. I didn't know that when I was starting, and you kind of sort of figure that out as you go. So in terms of my recommendation of PhD programs, I think we need to sort of treat these differently. I've got a philosophy where PhD programs, anybody that's interested in them, should be vetted quite strongly before they even pursue it. They need to be absolutely committed to want to do this thing, and you need to not only that, but sort of know all of the outcomes that you're going to get from it, and be very well aware of all the different outcomes that you're going to get from it, because it is really different, and it sort of sets you up for a very narrow career. And it's hard to get jobs at the end of it that are outside of that narrow career. Now, I think I have a hunch that it's maybe changing, but I don't think so. That seems like kind of funny to say, but industry jobs are still pretty narrow for PhDs in a lot of different fields. And so I'd really get you to, like, in business, it's weird, right? Like, you would think in business, that's what my field is, that there would be all sorts of industry jobs, but it's not that way. It's kind of, it's tough to get a job once you do a PhD. So you have to be really aware of that before you go into it, and know what you're up against in sort of competitive market of it. It's like crazy, stupid competitive. So, knowing that going into it, it's not like normal industry job. You're getting into the academic industry is really different. So vetting that and being well aware up front, I think, is important. And sort of stressing, I want to actually discourage people from doing a PhD up front, because the cost is so huge, typically, of once you get into it. However, here's my philosophy, though. Once you're in it, I think we should do everything we possibly can to encourage people to continue on and, give them inspiration, all of that kind of stuff. It's like up front, because it's so hard, we need to be very careful and be very painfully clear up front that the career, to be honest, actually it sucks in a lot of ways because of all of these sort of downfalls. Now, there's like benefits, and the reason is it's not like intuitive, so it's hard to get a job typically, and then when you get that job, you're sort of always under the gun. And so, like, knowing that is a real, so not knowing that is a real challenge. Now that, it's closer, I think actually it's very close to like consulting work, management consulting work, or being in a law firm, a corporate law firm. And that's really like a lot of people from those fields actually go back and forth, or, come from those fields. It's really competitive. There's a lot that goes on behind it. So I think we just need to be upfront and very clear with how it all works. And then once, people are in it, give them as much inspiration, motivation, gumption, whatever, all the shin words that you can to keep people going, to finish the damn thing and get it done and go on and have a prosperous career with it, whatever that looks like. So my philosophy is different. I'm not especially encouraging up front because of the challenges, and you just have to be damn ready. So I'm a smart dude. I'm smart, had a great background, all of that kind of stuff, but it's still hard for me. and it's still really tough. And I have sort of the mental stuff, that's there, all of that kind of stuff, and it's still bloody hard. So just have that going in, and that's why I want people to be painfully clear up front that it's a tough career. But then once you're in it, we should do everything we can to encourage people to get going and to do good things. So with that, take care and have a wonderful day.